for inviting me, Nina, and CTU, the Special Needs Education. So, yeah, my name is Glory Beth Dano Carbosa. Yun sila, Glory in the house. Okay, Beth means house. Tama ako, boys? Yes! Good. So, our topic is leading the change. A voice and seeing a future unstoppable. Do you believe you are unstoppable? Yes. You must be unstoppable. So, I'm here not just as a woman. I'm standing here with you not just as a person with blindness. So I learned to see life, many of you never will. And I invite you to see life with me. So when I was a little girl, I felt small, okay? Not because of my blindness, but because people forget to include me. I was the only blind in the family. I'm the fifth of 6 siblings. And many of them, akong mga brothers, they're thinking na I'm so useless, or what would be my future? And then when I was 7, my aunt was a nun. Pero di na siya nun, no? She got married after 13 years of being a nun. She helped me get an eye operation. So this right eye got surgery when I was 7. Pero it was wrongly diagnosed. Kay 1-year-old pa ko, it was told na congenital cataract. But when I was 7, it was found out na retinal detachment. And it's too late now. So, bali ang inyong retina is at the side, mine is at the center and blocking the light. So, I could not tell, my brain cannot tell if it's light or dark. So, it's always dark. But I found out that it has always been light. So I thought na I could not go to school. So after that operation, so it did not succeed, they enrolled me to, no, it was just a sit-in and the nearby public elementary school. I was just there for 4 days. Okay, I was bullied by my classmates and schoolmates. They went around me, and then they laughed at me, and then sometimes throw me into the canal. So, at that time, I didn't know how to advocate for myself. I was timid. I don't know how to be strong. I don't know. So, after they have this game sa classroom, and eyes, nose, nga. So, accidentally na tusok man na my seatmate pricked my eye na it was under surgery. So, and so the next day, my brother said, I have dyslexia. So, that was the end of it. I wasn't able to go to school. So, mayroon ang silingan, you're illiterate, hindi ka go to school. Some people said na, pa-eskwelahan na siya eskwelahan sa mga blind. But that time, we don't know if there was a school for the blind. But in 1994, my mother received a letter from my aunt that she found a school for the blind there in Davao. And she told my mother that if you love your daughter, you have to allow her to go to school. It was a dormitory sponsored by Germany, by Lutheran-sponsored Lutheran Hildesheimer Linden Mission of West Germany. And then she includes there in her letter the Braille bookmark that says that hands may learn to see. Did you get that? That hands may learn to see. So that was so inspiring to me, and that was the beginning of a transformation in my life. I had no idea what would I be going through. All I know is that I saw myself going to school in my mind, and I've been into different grades in a year. I even imagined that I had 2 grades in 1 year. And I started in 1995. I learned Braille. Actually, I will request later my Braille, the basic Braille note, Braille slate. And so this one is the Braille computer. But without those slate and stylus, I could not learn how to do this. This can also be connected to a computer, actually the actual computer, and it will follow it can turn into a Braille display. And then the sighted can read it and the blind can read it too. But the computer must have a voice software. So una, wala pa na siya. We don't have accessibility. And when I started school, I had a kind of 40 degrees Celsius na hinanat because of separation anxiety to my family. But I was so determined to go to school. And I indeed, what was my imagination that I would take 2 grades in 1 year happened because they allowed an acceleration program in Davao. So I took my elementary in just 3 years. I graduated Batch Valedictorian in 1999. When I was high school, I was also an honor student, but I was sick, and also the starting point of severe headache and being indifferent because they don't have a high school as a blind for high school blind. No, only I was staying there for 3 years for learning Braille and basic orientation and mobility and daily living skills. The rest I have to study with the sighted people. And it's hard because my teacher would just say, okay, the answer of this is that. So I had no idea what are they doing. So I was really, you know how it feels to be left behind. Na-feel ba ninyo mga left behind mo? Yes. Parang you don't belong to that planet? Yeah. So, wala siya ako ang experience. I had 3 schools in high school. When I raised my hand, I wanted to participate. My teacher would say, exempted. But it's not really exempted in the sense na exempted. It's really, it feels like you don't belong. You don't know. So it was a difficult experience, and it caused depression to me. But I never gave up. I study, I extra those hours. So I really encourage you to never give up on yourself. So I'm here today. I was able to graduate in high school despite of some teachers who would say, ay, blind na siya, dili ko ano, ay, ikaw mo daw sa klase. Then I realized now it was not against me. It was against her. She was against herself. Because the teachers would tell you, dili ko mo daw ang klase. Because what we need is not, just because wala may special education. And in fact, when I finished high school and I studied at the University of Southern Philippines Foundation, they don't have special education there. Actually, resource really, well, they have special education as a course, but they don't have a system. But they are very accommodating. At first, the the dean of College of Arts and Sciences, because they have this expression, accessible quality education. But when I applied, they seem to turn me down. So, wala na tayo bili ang accessible quality education. Because you're blind. I know you're intelligent, but we don't know if we can cater you. But, you know, you only need someone, one person to believe in you. And then he called to the Dean of Social Work, and she said, charge it on me. So I'll take care of it. So she helped me until I graduate, and I graduated as an honor student of the USP, as the first blind graduate of USP. And then, when I passed, before I went college, I already imagined that I passed the board exam. You know, you have the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I came across that book. And it says, begin with the end in mind. And that, I just imagined na makapasa ko sa board exam. So I must graduate, right? You cannot take the board exam if you don't graduate. And I had a hard time because my family could not support me financially. There are people along the way. I was a scholar also of the university, and I also met some the Resources for the Blind Incorporated, the Cebu Braille Center, and the Rotary Club were helping me thrive in school, and also they put a computer with voice there, and so the school really learned to adapt. So I think the best thing is to be adaptable, and to learn to adapt regardless of wala pa'y formal or special education na course, na training. Hindi ko madawat anak, kay blind na siya, ako'y training. But it turned out a different story. So, accordingly, I graduated as a magna cum laude lang. I don't know. So, then when I applied so I took my review, and I had, they helped me with someone who could read because there were no Braille books. I really had to be initiative. There were no Braille books for the social work. And statistics, I have 2 math, algebra and statistics. So, I have to ask someone to trace my hand, to explain. I do recordings. So I was staying with my brother, but it wasn't turning out to be okay. So I have to stay near the school, and we learned to. They also the school teachers are helping me find someone to read my notes and record them into. Before it was tapes pa, no? Then I got MP3 recorder. Makatulog ko sa. Grabe ang struggle ka ng the struggle was real good just to cope with the study. Like, if you give me photocopy, they're useless to me. I couldn't read them. And unlike now, nanay ka ng AI, no? Be My AI, nanay siya sa cellphone. We have this, I have in my app, Be My Eyes. But now, that time, wala. I have to rely on other people's help. But I am thankful I have never given up. I may not be standing here with you today if I had given up. You have no idea what would be how bright would the future if you just keep going on and just keep believing that the future is brighter than you imagine. And then I took the review, and then I applied for PRC board exam. Gitang-gihan na po ko diha sa PRC Cebu, kaya dila po sila system to assist the blind. So what I did, ilan ko na, you have to write to the PRC commissioner. So, grabe pahirap. You know, I have to take this exam for 2 days. I took the course for 4 years, and I have to take these exams for 2 days. And I would be turned down. So, thankfully, I wrote to PRC Commissioner in Manila, and she approved of my, that I would take the exam, and I would be taking the exam at PRC, mismo sa PRC Cebu. And somebody, they arranged with someone who could read and shade for me, because I cannot shade the shading paper. And I just took the exam, board exam once, and I passed. Harapan ang show. But it's, when we graduate, that's also another story. You cannot find a job easily for person with blindness. They label us, pag-massage lang na siya. There's nothing wrong with massage, okay? It's good. And I'm really supportive of person with blindness. But if you graduate social work, you graduate education, and you lump them all into one place, I don't think it's fair, right? So, my friend invited me in real estate. I was also featured. I don't know if I could do it, but I had no idea of the energy. So, energy again? Check. Yeah. I was on stimulant energy when I ventured on real estate. I was able to, in 6 months' time, I was able to book almost 20 million book sale. And so, with 2.5% commission man sa real estate when you are starting. So, many struggles, and it's very visual for me. I did it because I've been turned down. Apply ko call center, turned down kami dahil sila ready. Apply ko, I know they want, even before sa bank, ginadinay ko sa bank sa una, kailangan ang excited mo assist. Kay, dili na pwede daw ang kuan. So, now, good thing now we have mobile banking app that can be readable by screen readers. But before, it was just not accessible. So, I was featured also as Sunstar as selling without seeing. So, I believe that God has a beautiful plan for me and for all of you. That all of these trials came for a reason. They're there for reason and for lessons. So, I'm not really, so as they say, mas okay ba na maging blind kaysa other disabilities? Like, whatever disability, hindi siya okay. Whatever it is, hindi siya dapat i-compare. It's not okay for someone who has it. And if you have the power to cause the blind to see, to cause the orthopedic to walk, and to hearing impaired to hear, will you do it? Energy ba? Yes. So, if you have that power, will you not do it? And I know naanat tayo technology. I was also given a scholarship to learn at IBM Philippines. So I learned computer with voice. So I'll give you my calling card later. And please add me in Facebook. I would be happy if I have more friends. I'm collecting friends in Facebook. I would be happy to have more friends. I'm more of an introvert, actually. So I'm not extrovert. And I'm just here. I'm not more of a crowd person. I wrote that in Sunstar that I'm not of a crowd person. But I'm happy that you're here. You're all here today. And what caused you to take special needs education? Just to go abroad? Or is your passion, I hope it's your passion to help, to give of yourselves, because persons with special needs, that means na you have to give of yourself. It's a self-giving profession. Isn't it? Yes, it's a self-giving profession. It's not just, and I hope you will serve the country first before going abroad and go for a greener pasture. It's not, and we need special education teachers here. So, before I am about to end, before I will end, is accessibility a privilege or is it a right? Charity bang maging accessible, inclusive women with disability or other persons with disabilities? Is it a charity nga kabayan ng mga para accessible? No, di ba? God is just first. It's just, He provide everything. And it's not just a privilege na, sige, kabayan ta na lang nisin. No, it's not. Because we are contributors. Women are empowered. Women are in the classrooms, in the workplaces, in all aspects of life. So, pakatawag ko niya. Oh, yes. So, that song is Blessing by Laura Story. Nakalimutan ko ang kanta ko, and then it reminded me. We pray for blessings, we pray for peace, comfort for family, protection while we sleep. We pray for healing, for prosperity. We pray for your mighty hands, ease our suffering, and all the while you hear it spoken need. You love us way too much to give us lesser things. 'Cause what if your blessings come through raindrops? What if your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? What if trials of this life are your mercies in disguise? We pray for wisdom, your voice to hear. We cry in anger when we cannot feel you near. Without your goodness, without your love, as if every promise from your word is not enough. And all the while you hear its desperate plea, what if your blessings come through raindrops? What if your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? What if trials of this life are your mercies in disguise? When friends betray us, when darkness seems to win, we know the pain reminds this heart that this is not our home. It's not our home. 'Cause what if your blessings come through raindrops? What if your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? What if my greatest disappointments or the aching of this life is a revealing of the greater thirst this world can't satisfy? What if trials of this life, the rain, the storms, the hardest nights are your mercies in disguise? Thank you very much for